Yes.
Yeah.
So you've been married and you were with your kids were in New York and you were out here shooting something.
Right.
And then 9/11.
I was out here visiting. 9/11 happened, and by that point I was kind of Christ curious.
It's so funny, dude. Christ curious.
Because
really?
Yeah, because my wife was kind of already at that point like full blown. She was,
Your wife was a supermodel?
Oh, Christ compel you. Remember?
The power of which movie?
Exorcist.
Oh,
the
God.
power of Christ compels you.
Do you remember this one? We pray to the streets. We pray to the toilets. Now I want you to get down on your knees, Joe Buck. Joe Buck, get down on your knees. Midnight Cowboy?
Yeah.
We pray to the toilets. I love this. It's one of the top 3 movie for me of all time.
Yes, of course.
So a real Manhattan story too. Like that Manhattan existed. You would know better than me, but I just love that time in Manhattan, even though I wasn't born yet.
Yeah. I mean, even filmmaking then was totally different.
Mm-hmm.
That's why so much of the improvs have to stay in.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
just the mania of what's going on in real life.
Yes. So I asked you if you partied, and what I meant by that was drugs.
So, and that's why I brought up the book.
And you brought up a book. Like,
because in the book...
So you were married for 10 years and you weren't
I say
reborn.
this, kind of, sort of. Yeah, no. I in the first 10 years, I was trying to make a living. Playing Barney Rubble.
That was just one movie.
Well, I did a lot of movies.
I know you did it a ton, but you always bring up Barney.
Threesome. Remember Threesome?
I remember. I could name it like Threesome,
good.
8 Seconds, Usual Suspects, Flintstones, the second
Viva
one.
Rock Vegas.
Yeah, Viva Rock Vegas. You've done a billion
Usual
things.
Suspects.
Yeah.
Fled with Lawrence Fishburne is a great film.
Yes.
Yeah. So Blessed.
Yeah.
So in there, but
Biodome.
But here's the crazy part you don't know. So married in 90, but got sober in 89.
Oh.
So my whole marriage and all my raising my kids, I never drank or used drugs.
Beautiful.
But now I'm Cali sober.
No.
Because I use CBD. So I guess I'm just Cali sober.
Weed or no weed?
I use CBD. I'll leave it right there. I use CBD. I use very specialized CBD.
You got to do what you want, but that's the biggest fucking crock of shit. I'm not saying you. There's people that are like, I'm Cali.
So, bro, do you want me to respond like my granddaughter right now?
Yes.
Watch. Here's the response. I really don't care, dog. But go ahead. When anybody thinks of me at this point,
no,
I'm not nervous about.
Not you, but that term is hilarious.
Oh, it's a great term.
I'm Cali sober, but then there's subsects.
I just learned it like 10 days ago.
Yeah, because when I did your pod, you were talking about some funny powder. You said you would go to a party, and I laughed. Go ahead.
So in my book, because my dad was a school teacher.
I know you come from a family of teachers, and
raised 6 kids.
It's incredible.
But I'm like $27,000 a year, which was
insane.
Not enough.
Insane.
Not enough.
Insane. Go ahead. Look at that. You fucking shot.
Now, where was I?
He comes in. He goes, I need a double espresso.
Oh, but it's so good.
Okay, go ahead.
Double espresso, so good with that little honey. You got to try the honey. Trust me. It's the way to go. But
I know.
You
honey.
like bitter, I can tell.
No, I don't. I love sweet. Dude, honey and the coffee's good, but my shit's already good. Go ahead.
So, here comes the Baldwin brothers. We start making money. You want another wet nap, hun?
Yeah.
There's a dirty one in here. You want it?
I want the clean one.
I already threw it in there. You want it? You still want it?
Yeah, the clean one. Give me that one. So the Baldwin brothers, who was the first actor, Daniel or Alec?
Alec started. He was going to NYU. He was working at Studio 54.
I remember
yeah.
that. And that was like, if you had that job at Studio 54 as a bartender.
It helped get auditions.
Everyone was like, yeah.
It helped get auditions.
Yes, because it was like the sexy spot.
And then he landed like the soap opera he did first.
One Life to Live?
No. No, it was called
General Hospital?
No, it was The Doctors.
I remember The Doctors.
The Doctors.
Yes.
Yeah. And then after that, he did Knots Landing.
Okay.
He played the evangelist Joshua Rush.
Yes. Yes, I remember that.
Yes. And then he started making movies, and then he did Hunt for Red October.
Yeah, and that was.
And
rest is history.
Well, the rest, yeah, he kind of got down in that. And then he did like Glengarry Glen Ross, and then like everybody was like, "Oh, okay, this he's just like a real talented fucking maniac,
like legit."
Yeah. But yeah, just because I met Pacino once, and I didn't hear the story until after I met Pacino, who said to me, "Yeah, your brother, that brother of yours, yeah, we did the movie, Glengarry, because it was Jack Lemmon, it was Legends.
What a cast!
It was Legends.
What a cast!
Ed Harris, it's just insane.
What a cast!
So my brother, I think, claiming a method thing, has one scene.
Yes,
it's only in one scene,
and one of the most memorable scenes in
film.
So
he never rehearsed. He never met any of them. The first time those actors saw my brother in the movie was when he walked into film. Because he just told the director, David Mamet, I'm in one scene. What I'm doing is a long monologue. I don't want to meet, but I want to have coffee. I'm coming in. I'm shooting my scene. I'm leaving. So that's what Pacino was referring to was, he came in and, he just, pissed on us and left. It's just basically is what he does in the film. But then years later is when I heard Pacino just said, your brother didn't talk to us, but he just came in and it was just rough on all of us, with the way he did things. You know what I mean? And now think about that coming from Al Pacino.
I know.
He's probably worked with some of the most gnarly method actors in the world. Well, yeah, it's pretty cool. So, Alec can
So
get
he
down.
went in and did it and left?
Yeah. Just didn't hang out. And when you talk about,
wow,
like I'm going to interview Eric Roberts soon.
Yeah.
And when I was coming up,
yeah,
my two favorite actors until I got fired from a movie was Sean Penn. Sean Penn was one of my favorite actors, but I got fired from a movie called Casualties of War. And it's cool. It was politics, and that happened, and they paid me, and that's cool. But Mickey Rourke is, Sean and Mickey in my generation, I think our generation are the two badasses. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But Eric Roberts, if you know what's required with acting as far as the focus is hard. It's like when you do stand-up. It's the same. Like a heckler you can do a little shift to get away from a heckler, or you can engage, but you have to figure it out.
They're both skill sets, acting and stand-up, very different, but do require multiple levels of concentration. Because we have hecklers, but also as actors, we have set decks and, making sure.
A lot of moving parts.
There's a lot of moving parts, and you don't want to fuck this take. You do not want to fuck the take up.
So, when I was coming up, I saw Star 80.
Legend.
Okay.
Legend.
And I saw Pope of Greenwich Village. So Mickey,
double legend.
Right. Yeah. So Pope of Greenwich Village is...
It's insane.
Pope of Greenwich Village... See, this is so cool to talk to you about because you get indie.
Charlie!
They took my son!
They took my son, Charlie! We all...
bro.
I was saying that in 5th grade.
Right.
We didn't have children's programming. We had Pope of Greenwich Village. I told people that.
I'll say it here first. When I interview Eric Roberts on Friday...
Yeah.
I got to tell him, Mickey Rourke's my favorite actor. Don't punch me. But you had the best fucking line in Pope of Greenwich. I can't wait to say that to him. I can't wait to just say. Because, bro, when Mickey walks up to the little hot dog thing,
yeah,
fucking Eric comes up a few steps behind him. He goes, "You can't eat that stuff, Chaluch. It's instant hepatitis." It's like.
Dude, Eric Roberts.
No, but creating a character is one thing. It's already a unique thing. But then saying lines that listen, I'm not an A-list guy now. I'm in Marvel movies. I'm a little guy that
You're great. Stop it. There's no list.
But no, I'm just making an observation right now that if you ask the upper echelon of A-list successful actors and filmmakers in Hollywood, what are the best films? What are their top 20 films? They're not going to say Pulp Fiction. They're not.
Why not?
I love you, babe. Because there's a reason they're up there and we're down here.
We're
the real. Sorry,
I think Pope of Greenwich Village is incredible, and I love Hal Ashby. That to me is in the vein of Harold and Maude.
But I just don't think
Bogdanovich.
But all of that stuff is being lost, Jamie.
Agreed.
Even by Hollywood itself.
Friedkin. I know. I'm thinking about that. The
so
films of
that's
the 70s.
Where I'm going when I'm talking to you about it. I'm not trying to be a dick.
Serpico. Dog
Day. That's the 70s. Don't even do that. You're making me sadder. I'm just talking about Pulp of Greenwich Village. Nobody like
but
the kids.
I think that the filmmakers today that you like that make great movies love Pulp of Greenwich Village. I think they understand it. But yes,
I'd be willing to bet you.
Do a lot of young generation TikTokers know what it is?
If you went to the PR firms, the agencies, and the studios, and you talk to film writers, producers, and actors, and the people who do wardrobe and things like that, and you ask those people, write your top 20 best films of all time. I'm telling you right now, half wouldn't name the films we're talking about. They wouldn't. They'd name more contemporary films in the last 15 years.
Meaning they're prisoners of the moment.
Meaning everything's going so fast, and kind of if you try to be that old school thing anymore, it's just there's no traction anymore. There's just no traction. But what I mean is it's I'll give an example. I keep saying Hemsworth. Chris Hemsworth is everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Lovely guy.
Mm-hmm.
Great guy.
Mm-hmm.
Can he do Eric Roberts in Pulp of Greenwich Village? No. That's why he's Chris Hemsworth. Right?
Mm-hmm.
That's why he's Chris Hemsworth. But guys like that.
He could have a good indie in him.
That would be, I'm sure it's Blair Witch Project. I don't know. But I'm just saying, and I'm just using him as a hypothetical example.
Because he's like a superhero.
He could name all these movies if he's like some kind of an indie 70s, 80s, 90s freak, Bogdanovich, whatever. Great. I'm making the same observation that you are. I think there is not as much of an overall observation and reflection on the great films that we've observed from those decades.